What is going on, everybody? This is Neil Villapiano, and we have a very special guest here for this special segment on the MVP show. It's once again the head football coach at Fairleigh Dickinson University in Madison, New Jersey, Head Coach Brian Surace. Coach, thank you again for joining me.
Thank you, Neil, for having me. Really excited to be here.
Coach, when we last spoke back in the beginning of the season, you were getting ready to take on your rival to open up the year, TCNJ. You obviously came off a big win to start the year. Tell us about that game.
That was a very exciting game, Neil. You never really know what you're going to get in the first game of the year, and our kids really played fundamental, sound football in all three phases, defensively, offensively, and special teams-wise. We got down early. First couple of drives, TCNJ scored, and we really settled down and played tremendous defense the rest of the way, and our offense picked it up. Got back in the game late in the first half and then took over in the third quarter to get that W. And it was really nice to see, again, all three phases play a role in that win, because that first game, again, you never really know what you're going to get, and players really stepped up, whether they be freshmen or through senior, to make those plays happen.
Now, looking at your team as a whole, what are the biggest areas of improvement? What are the biggest things that your team has improved on throughout the year? And then the second part of the question is, what would you like to see your team improve going into the end of the season?
Tremendous. I'm going to answer the second one first. What we're looking to really improve on the second part of the season, or these last three games, is consistency. We've shown at times, and these are the areas of improvement that I want to talk about. We've shown at times that we can do things defensively to shut down offenses, whether it be in the run game, pass game, or both, in all levels, and really make teams drive the field. If we can do that more consistently, that's going to help these next three games. And then from an offensive standpoint, the same thing. We are a big play, quick strike offense, right. And if we can do that a little more consistently with a little bit of drive in the field, but being able to not have as many 3-and-outs or 6-and-outs, or quick drives to give our defense a little bit of a break, that'll be important as well. And then from a special team standpoint, we just need to play solid, fundamental, consistent football throughout. We've done it at times. We've done it through games, but we've seemed to be lacking these last couple of games where we've had a couple of key breakdowns. Right. I think consistency is going to be key these last 3 weeks, but the areas of improvement that we like, or that we've shown an ability in all three phases to step up and play the kind of game that we want to. And Neil, going back to the first part of your question, really where we've improved the most is playing good football against quality competition, meaning we're able to move the football and score, whether most of the time in the pass game, but we have had our run game going a little bit better. And from a defensive standpoint, we have shut down teams and limited them both in the pass and the run, or on the scoreboard, where we haven't been able to do that in the past. Right. So we've been in many more games this year, and I feel that again, just keep building on that throughout the season.
Now, we're in the middle of the season and you're coming off your bye week and you're getting ready to take on King's College this upcoming weekend. How do you feel so far the season has gone for you and your team?
Well, it's a little bit of an up and down situation. We won our first game, and then we couldn't find a way to win. For 5 games, and then we just won our last game. It was our homecoming game. It was a big game coming off our bye week Saturday, and so we're 2-5. But the kids are playing very hard. We just need to do a couple of things better to win a couple of close ball games, and we're right there. We just need to, it's kind of like a mindset where you really want to believe that you can win in that close game and make a play, and that's the thing that we were able to do this past weekend. We won 49-31, and the score really was indicative of how much the score differential was, because we had put in our backups early in the third quarter. And so hopefully we can build on this going into our last 3 games of the year and see what happens. But the kids have battled every step of the way. They haven't given up. They played hard. And if we can continue to do that, hopefully we can do some special things here the last 3 games of the year.
Now, you mentioned to me off camera that 4 of your first 6 games were on the road. Was that something that was incredibly tough? I mean, obviously it is tough to play on the road for the majority of the first half of the year, but can you say that definitely there was a lot of chemistry being built between the players and even the coaches with the fact that you guys were on the road for such a long time?
Absolutely. All of our trips are bus trips, but going on the road 4 times and out of the first 6 games, and this was all before our bye. And then also we were on the road for our scrimmage against Moravian College, and we did that on purpose because we wanted to teach our younger players who we're going to have to count on this year to learn how to travel and play a football game. And so it does wear you out a little bit, especially until you got into that bye, as you're constantly, traveling and getting up early. But the kids handle it like champions, and it does build some chemistry because, you're really in amongst a group of men in a locker room and preparing for a game and going to a game and traveling and through the ups and downs of the game, whether you're in the locker room after the game or before the game or on the field, you really build a brotherhood. And that has really helped our team get through some of the tough times of the season that you're going to have no matter what team sport you are. You're going to have some ups and downs, and the kids really answered the bell and came together.
You talked about this team being a band of brothers. Now, obviously, the season hasn't gone the way that I'm sure all of you would like. What is the mindset of your players right now? Obviously, 2-5 doesn't look great, but at the same time, what is really the mindset of your team? I'm sure that they're still very confident in the way that the team has played so far.
Absolutely. They're very confident coming again out of the last game off the bye, kind of refreshed them. We got some injured players back. We got some bumps and bruises fixed and healed a little bit better going into our last 4 games. And then the way we played Saturday was indicative of really where we're as a team, that we can play all 3 phases. We asked them to put together 4 quarters of that, and that was very important. And again, hopefully that springboards you into the next game. Ultimately, it's about our preparation and how we go about our business Sunday through Friday or Saturday morning until the game when we play at Kings. But we're excited. As I told the players, all of our goals that we set in the beginning of the year are still in front of us. Right. And if we can handle that the right way, we can do some things that haven't been done here in a while.
Now you're going into your last road game of the season against Kings College, as I mentioned before. What can you tell us very quickly about what you expect to be in this game against Kings College?
Well, first, it's always a battle. They're a tough, physical, well-coached team. They make plays. Their quarterback is very elusive and does tremendous things with the football. And their defense is sound and really makes you drive the ball and score on them. So our hands are going to be full. It's Parents' Weekend out there, so it's going to be a tremendous crowd, a tremendous football environment. Our kids obviously are going to be excited going out, and hopefully, again, we can play good, sound, fundamental football.
Now, the last question I have for you today is, if the players get a chance to see us, what would be your main message for your players for the rest of this season?
Well, we talked about this, that, listen, the men in this room are the ones that have to fix it, all of us, coaches, players, support staff, whoever it is. And we started talking about this, that you kind of steal from different people, but we're all we have. We're all we got. And they understood that message, and their response was that's all we need. And they really made that up themselves, and we took it to heart this past week, and that's something that we're going to build on, throughout these last 3 weeks. That we have to get things done ourselves, and make sure that we take ownership in getting the job done.
Coach, I really like that saying "we all we got." I really think that the players will definitely focus on that and really go from there. But Coach, really, thank you again for coming in and doing this and taking some time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you again, Neil. Really appreciate it.
From Fairleigh Dickinson University and with Head Coach Brian Surace, I'm Neil Villapiano.